Soon after we started working on the garden, we saw that there was a lot of bits of it that were still quite overgrown or bald or didn't look very good. And over these last few weeks we've been looking at those bits and trying to sort them out and make them look better and make them look like what you're about to see in these next few minutes.
Hi St Margaret's, it's Hazel here. I just wanted to give you a little update on the church garden. It's been a few months now since we said we'd have a little look at it, and myself and Rachel and Darren, a few other, Callum and Richard have all helped to try and keep the garden tidy. I just wanted to give you a little update. We've grown some new shrubs along this border to welcome people into the church. We have grown some more flowers along the border. You won't be able to see very well, but I'll just quickly show you. Look, we've got some little plants, some little flowers of hope coming up on the borders. Some gladioli there. I'm going to use this border to plant lots of other things like daffies and things as the seasons change. But I'm going to take a little tour of the garden just to give you a little update. So you might not even remember this stonework. A few months ago, you could hardly see what a lovely bit of stonework this is. It's been cleared so we can actually appreciate the path, and it might not look much to you, but this on either side was completely bald, no grass, and we're trying to grow it back, so try and restore the grass a bit. The grass is in pretty poor condition, it has to be said. Anyway, I'll just do a quick run through. So straight ahead, Rachel and I renamed this area with a bridge Fairy Hill. And we've just been again growing some new grass seed to make it look more rich and green, and it's all coming up nicely. We've pruned some of the shrubs back here. We're trying to grow a few little flowers around the tree which aren't out yet. Hopefully some poppies around the tree. We did try to grow some sunflowers. Unfortunately the slugs got them, so they're not there. But yeah, again we're just trying to regrow lots of area where the grass has just totally died. We've also planted some new shrubs over here, which will have some nice red or green leaves, and hopefully some camellia shrubs where they'll flower, but that might take a little while yet. So just to give you some idea of what we've been doing. And then we're coming to our beds, and we've got some lovely potatoes flourishing. We've got some giant artichokes, which I have never cooked before or grown. Thank you, Richard, for giving us those. And some herbs, some chives and parsley. And I just wanted to swing round and show you an apple tree which has been kindly donated by Richard and Lizzie. We're going to plant that in the autumn. Tammy has also been busy in her allotment and has given us a load of stuff to plant in our own garden. So here we've got some tomato plants, some squashes, some cabbages, and we've basically reused the old sandpit because it wasn't really being used. So we look forward to some tasty vegetables coming up there. We're going to reuse this area for hanging plants or vegetables. I've got some strawberries hanging in this little basket. And over here we've got some strawberries, some beetroots. You can just see some strawberries peeking through there on the undergrowth, and some red and black currants. Got some sweet peas here growing up nicely, and some nice gladioli. Rachel did some artwork just to say, look here what we're growing in our garden, to help the kids find out which the different plants are that we're growing. Again, some more red currants, and look at these lovely juicy strawberries. I'm just going to zoom in on there, so quite a good crop there. Look at that one. I think that one's coming home for tea. So, and again, we wanted to make these beds, flower beds, look good for people coming in to the church garden. So we've got a nice new fuchsia which is coming up nicely, and some alliums which have just lost their flower head a bit. But this one's looking nice, and we just thought this is going to be a sort of flowering shrub border. We've got some nice new plants here to welcome people as they come through the gates into St Margaret's, if it's coming to Patch or to any over 50s cafe, whatever. So it's been a bit of a labour of love just to keep on top of it, and but well worth doing. Another area I forgot to mention the first time was we've got some raspberry bushes, and I didn't know until Tammy enlightened me that you get yellow raspberries. Here we see some growing. I've just picked some actually, which are quite tasty. And we've got a whole load of gooseberries. Nice big juicy gooseberries, And also some sweet peas that Phil, some of you may remember Phil, used to come to our church sometimes, and he asked during lockdown, he passed them through the fence and said, please will you grow my sweet peas for me, because they're just going to die on the window ledge. So that was nice to do that. But I've just harvested the first crop of gooseberries, strawberries. Yeah, so if there's a way anybody wants to put in a request for some fruit or potatoes, let me know.
Here is our fruit and veg gallery. Well, it's mostly a fruit gallery, but we've got 2 lovely big artichokes here and a few potatoes which we started harvesting but then realised that they weren't quite ready. So hopefully in the coming weeks we should have a bigger crop. And if you'd like some, then please put a bid in on the WhatsApp group. Then we've got some lovely juicy strawberries. We've got more of them coming too. And a pot of raspberries, well, a mixture of yellow and red ones. And then we've got a nice big pot of red currants and 2 pots of juicy gooseberries. And we've got more of them too. So if you'd like some gooseberries to make a gooseberry fool or just to eat them, then please let us know.
Okay, I just want to show you the last bit of the garden on the west side. Planted some nice new fresh grass again there, but going down this border, I pruned it pretty hard back in April and it's come back pretty quickly. But there's this lovely shrub called Weigela, and there's been a beautiful crop of these flowers over the whole bush. It's faded now, but this plant had really spread over this whole area, and there's a little tree which had been totally dwarfed by this plant, and I've uncovered it. And I wonder if anyone can guess what it is. It's a funny wee tree. It's got twisted branches and it's called Corylus avellana contorta, and it's actually a form of a hazel tree. So I thought that was quite amusing that I had unearthed this hazel tree under all the shrubbery. And just last area, this area was the most overgrown, and already, even though I pruned it back a few months ago, it's beginning to beef up already. But there was really a lot of overgrown shrubs. There's a lot of invasive ivy all the way up the top, and Callum and Rachel valiantly battled with it, and I've got rid of it for the moment. And this area here, again, it was really overgrown, very bushy, and the ivy was growing way up the side over the window and up the side, and Darren helped us to get rid of some of that, so you can see it just dying off at the top. So this was the last area, but it was actually the hardest to sort out, but we're getting there. I have actually also pruned this area, which was really thick, with another shrub growing over the top of the fence. I took the decision to cut that right back to allow more light in and to let the other shrubs survive. So there we go, we're back to Fairy Hill, and that is the end of the tour. I hope you've enjoyed it.